Precious.
10 things Manchester, England is famous for. If Manchester were to be the theme of a poem, the work would be full of eulogies for the things that the city gave the world. You probably didn't know or remember that some of the things the world is proud of actually originated or have origins connected with the city. Oh yes, there are a lot of things that the people from the city, both present and past, are credited for. In this video, we'll show you 10 things Manchester, England is famous for. These world-changing feats are among the things to do and see in Manchester that many modern explorers travel to the city to explore. These historic firsts make Manchester one of the world's most impressive cities. 1. Coronation Street. It's been 60 years since Northern life began to be depicted on the small screen in Coronation Street. With over 10,000 plus episodes, the world's longest-running soap opera is being filmed at Granada Studios in Manchester. A daily fixture in the schedules of millions of TV viewers across the UK, Corrie made it into the 2010 Guinness Book of World Records thanks to its longevity on the ITV channel. If a lover of a good British soap opera needs to be told, the world-renowned Coronation Street is shot and set in the city. Need some catching up? Coronation Street has depicted the theatrical lives of the residents of the fictional city, or town we should say, of Weatherfield for over 60 years, and it's still counting. This is certainly an impressive feat in Manchester. 2. University of Manchester. The University of Manchester is responsible for some of the most life-changing developments in the world. It was in this institution back in 1917 that Ernest Rutherford recorded the splitting of the atom. This breakthrough led to the later development of nuclear power and radiotherapy. The university was also credited with the development of the world's first modern-day computer. The computer, which ran its first program in 1948, was the forerunner of the laptops and smartphones that we now freely use. A lot of the things Manchester, England is famous for happened at the University of Manchester. For example, it's home to at least 25 Nobel Prize winners who have made breakthroughs in physics, chemistry, and other fields, further highlighting the university's important role in the shaping of this world. 3. The world's first professional football league. The city of Manchester is synonymous with football as they go hand in hand. You'll almost certainly think of the round leather game whenever the Manchester name is mentioned. The world's most popular sport has a deep root in the city. Though it may be famed for its two rival teams, City or the Blue Side, and United or the Red Side, many people may not know that the Football League itself was formed in Manchester in 1988. Competitive football was first devised during a meeting at the Royal Hotel in April. William McGregor decreed that the best football teams in England should play each other twice a year, as we have it today, once at home and once away. The basis of today's EPL was originally known as the Combination. At the National Football Museum, just a 10 to 12-minute drive from Clayton Hotel Manchester Airport, you can learn more about the history of football. 4. Libraries. There are at least 24 libraries in Manchester. One of the themes is among the things Manchester is famous for, and that is Chetham's Library, located in the heart of the city. Its doors were first opened to the public in 1653. A look at historical records will show you that it is the oldest among the libraries in the English-speaking world. Ever since the 17th century, it has constantly been in use, allowing access to any interested user who makes an appointment to browse the huge collection of ancient tomes, and remains open to those seeking to admire the impressive building. 5. The Industrial Revolution. Manchester is famous for being the world's first industrialised city as the custodian of the story behind the Industrial Revolution. For example, the first ever working canal in the UK was constructed in Manchester in 1761 during the Industrial Revolution. The late 18th century was regarded as a time of mammoth expansion for the UK and the world, but it all started in the city of Manchester. What about the world's first ever railway line constructed in 1844? Victoria Station, which is just a 10-minute drive from the hotel, the second largest in the UK, is among the world's oldest working stations. Generally speaking, between 1760 and 1840 was the area regarded as a creative boom that became manifest in new manufacturing processes. The world's first steam-driven mill happened in the city, which also became the world's largest primary producer of cotton and textile. 6. Vegetarianism. The vegetarian meals you enjoy once in a while today, or that you see on many menus, have their origin in Manchester. Most nutritionists and doctors who recommend the meal may not realise that the concept they're championing was formed by William Cowherd in 1815 in Manchester city centre. It was a product of a religious view that God wasn't happy seeing man eating meat. Well, that's their own understanding of a particular Bible passage. Within a short period, the ideology spread around the world, thus born vegetarianism. 7. Music. You probably know that Manchester is the music capital of the United Kingdom. It's so rich in musical culture, which has done a lot in shaping music on a global scale. To see the extent to which Manchester has influenced the music industry, go and learn about the history of bands such as the 1975 Oasis, the Happy Mondays, Joy Division, the Stone Roses, and the Smiths. You'll find that they all originated from Manchester. These bands have a kind of worldwide appeal. Many music venues in Manchester are located close to hotels such as AO Arena, just a 15-minute drive away. Consider, for example, the Madchester. It was a pretty amazing time in Manchester's and the world's music history. It wasn't only a musical, but also a cultural scene originating right in the city of Manchester around the late 1980s, with the city's industrial pasts and woes of the working class influencing that time. Manchester is credited with many musical genres and phases that have gained worldwide recognition. Many artists combined indie music with certain elements of different genres such as rave music and 1960s pop. To date, the Manchester scene continues to exert a profound influence on music. Famous Manchester musicians include Noel and Liam Gallagher, Ian Brown and Heather Small, and Johnny Marr. 8. The worker bee. The worker bee is one of the things Manchester is famous for. It has been a symbol of the city for over 250 years, as explained during the discussion of the Industrial Revolution earlier. The worker bee aptly represents how the city was built from the ground by its hard-working ancient people. If you have your day fun-filled during your stay in Clayton Hotel, walk around the city and keep a record of how many worker bees you can spot. They're just in Manchester, right across the city, on the side of buildings, benches, on bins, or even in important buildings like the flooring in Manchester Town Hall or the face of the Kimpton Clock Tower. 9. The place where Rolls-Royce made its partnership official. As you have seen, many popular musical partnerships were forged in Manchester. However, the city's melting pot of creativity isn't just about bands. It was here that wealthy local playboy Charles Stuart Rolls 1904 met local engineer Frederick Henry Royce. Striking up a fast friendship, they proceeded to form a business partnership. It was this partnership that gave birth to the Rolls-Royce Automobile Company. The pair formed the high-end marque in the suburb of Hume nearby, and this became a soar for quality and luxury car manufacturing. 10. Votes for women. Women among those watching this video should especially be grateful to the iconic feminist Emmeline Pankhurst. Born on the 15th of July 1858 at Moss Side in Inner Manchester, where she was also bred, the world owes her a lot of gratitude, even though she lived for just 70 years and died on the 14th of June 1928. Did you know that there were times when women weren't allowed to vote? Yes, the right women now take for granted today was once an exclusive privilege of men. Pankhurst led the British suffragette movement early in the 1900s. She believed women deserved the right to vote, and in 1903 formed the Women's Social and Political Union. She dedicated her whole life to feminism and the promotion of women's equality. She was a key figure in convincing the government to enfranchise women. Shouldn't you be proud that England has a city named Manchester? There are more things that Manchester, England is famous for. Would you like to share your thoughts with us? Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.